And we are live. Welcome to this episode of Thursday to Thrive, where we talk about zero net cost benefits. That means benefits that are zero net cost to the employer and they are no out of pocket expense to their valued employees. I think that's an incredible topic. I know these days when things are costly, everything is costing more. Every time I turn around, somebody wants more money for something. We're parking, we're getting groceries, like everything, right? So it's wonderful to have something that is zero net cost. And I think this brings so much value to our communities, value to our employees. It's a great way to recruit, reward, and retain your top talent. So if you are an employer with at least 20 full-time employees, we'd love to talk to you. If you know somebody who is an employee who is going without benefits right now, currently going without medical benefits, hey, reach out to us. We would be happy to tap your employer on the shoulder and just let them. We can let them know about this program, and if they move forward, hey, it's a benefit for you. We can keep it really just between us. We don't want to cause any trouble with you and your employer. And today we have an incredible topic. It's really about hiring employees shouldn't break the bank. Hiring new employees shouldn't break the bank. Oftentimes, employers will scale back. They will keep a smaller crew just because of the requirements to provide insurance. Right at every level, you have more requirements. And so sometimes people will stay with 40 or maybe 48 employees because as soon as they get to that 50 threshold, there's more HR requirements, things are more costly. And so they just kind of keep it lower when really they could benefit from having more full-time employees. So it's time for us to flip the script. We don't have to have those parameters on us. We don't need to keep it under 50 employees. We actually can hire more full-time employees, bringing more value to our community, being able to service your customers, and at the same time, maybe reducing your workload. Maybe you can hire some people to help, to take over some of those things that you're doing on your own that would make your workload a little bit lighter. So, but today is not about me. It is about my incredible team. And I would love to hear what they have to say about zero net cost benefits and how and why hiring employees shouldn't break the bank. And so to kick us off, I'd like to hand it over to Ms. Sharon Byrne. Take it away, Ms. Sharon. What do you have to share with us today?
Well, you know that talking about money has become one of my favorite topics of conversation, and I'm all about helping people who work hard for their money have their money work harder and smarter for them and as hard as they're working for it, I want their money to work as hard or harder for them. And I want to teach them how to be smarter about how to get their money to work for them. And this is zero net cost benefits is definitely one of the ways to do that, because there is so many advantages to you as the business owner. And then there's so many additional benefits to your team. And I don't know about you, Leah, and everybody else on the platform here, but I'm noticing a trend. And the trend that I'm noticing is that when I was growing up, watching my dad go to work and have his own business, there was something called loyalty, and employees got kind of quote unquote rewarded for staying loyal to the company. There were bonuses, there were more benefits available, all these kind of things. Now today, everybody's cutting back. So I know I worked for a huge nonprofit organization, and they kept me at part-time hours strictly so they wouldn't have to offer me medical benefits. I mean, I was basically told that without being told that. So, what I love about these zero net cost benefits is there's no need to do that. There's absolutely no need to do that. The employer, there's zero net cost. So you're taking the funding that you're taking the money that you're already putting into funding that you might not even be aware of completely, but you're already paying this money out. So now you're just redirecting that money to already cover the zero net cost benefits. And since there's no net responsibility for you, you're not really losing money. The company's not losing money, although they may feel that way. They're actually saving money while leaning into providing better health and wellness for their team, which if you keep your team healthy, body, mind, and soul, because every part of us is important, then you have a team that's more productive, that won't be out of work very often. If you provide these benefits, you're also providing benefits for their family, for those that have dependents and spouses that are covered under their insurance. So I see this as a win-win. And for the employees themselves, there's no out-of-cost benefits, and there's plenty of prescriptions that are covered. There's mental health services that are covered, gym exercise programs that are covered. So to me, this is a total win-win. And hiring more people to be on your team, as you say, should not break the bank. But these are programs that nobody wants us to know about. But we're here letting you know. So get in touch with one of us, because it will benefit you.
Absolutely. That's a mic drop moment. So think about this. When I started working years ago, I worked part-time at J.C. Penney's, going to high school. I got my worker's permit. But what happened was I actually qualified for some of the benefits. And I didn't even know what benefits were. I mean, I was a kid growing up on welfare. I got a job so that I could buy my own clothes because, my mom had tight budget. So high school, of course, you want to be part of the cool kids with the cool clothes. And that's a great point. It used to be back in the day, all jobs offered pensions that you'd get an income for life payment. Those are like extinct, like the dinosaurs these days. So you're right. This is a benefit. I believe this is going to be the wave of the future. I believe that every company will now offer zero net cost benefits. It's an economic relief program. It's been available since over a decade, and very few people know about it. Very few employers know about it, and very few employees know that this is an opportunity for them to have medical benefits. So I love that. Great words of wisdom. So next up, I want to give it up. Tim, tell us what you have to say about employee zero net cost benefits and hiring more employees shouldn't break the bank.
So I've usually worked for like small local businesses my entire life, and especially my last one, my boss would always ask, what should we do? What should we do to improve the business? And my answer always was, get another person working here so that we're not all working 12-hour shifts. And he shared that one of the big costs is having to insure employees and provide insurance and that option. And if we had known about this at the time, I probably wouldn't have had to drive 12 hours a day for 7 days a week, which would have been nice.
Yeah, that's excellent. That is such a great point. So think about that. What does this do to the employees if they're understaffed? Now they are forced to work overtime. Maybe they're forced to do things that are outside of their wheelhouse. They're forced to do additional things for the employer that really is probably they're not the best at. So does that increase their quality, or maybe does it kind of decrease their quality? So that is a great, great point, Tim. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing. We always love hearing from you. And so next up, we have an incredible addition to our team, Miss Mar Sartain, and she is going to share with us, what do you have to share about zero net cost benefits and how hiring employees shouldn't break the bank?
I didn't know I was going to have to present. I thought I was just sitting in on the call. I didn't know this was going to be like a live streamed recording.
That's okay.
But
do you have anything you'd like to add?
I mean, it could definitely be beneficial for both employers and employees. Yeah, I don't know.
That's okay. All right.
When I worked at my previous company, the plan they offered for insurance, it was like $300 a month out of her paycheck, which was way too high.
Wow. And that was just for you?
Well, I didn't end up accepting it. That was just their offer, but
Yeah, that could really add up. $300 a month, that could be extra rent money. That could be maybe part paying for your car. That's taking a lot of money out of your check. And there's, I'm sure, a lot of people who would feel the same way as you do, that they offer benefits, but it's not zero net cost. It's costly. It costs the employer, and it also, in turn, is cost to the employee, meaning that now the employee, they have to take it out of their check. And so the other things, maybe it's daycare costs, maybe it's groceries. I mean, $300 is a good chunk of change, even these days. So I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you so much, Mar. We appreciate you. And so now I'd like to bring up our superstar, Mr. Zach. What do you have to say about zero net cost benefits and how hiring employees shouldn't break the bank for our employer?
Well, I mean, I got to go back to what Sharon was saying about back in the day. I mean, having to take a risk for something that you don't even know what's going to happen. I mean, back in the day, I mean, again, we had pensions, we had all these things that were stable.
Right.
And now we're in a point in time where, there are many companies, many business owners who have to take a risk on something that's not even a for sure thing. And I've been sitting with that. I'm in the field of clinical psychology, and I sit with the idea of going for the for sure thing or the risk. And I think it's so easy to be reminded that when you have a healthcare insurance plan that's zero net cost benefits, it's the for sure thing. You don't even got to think about it. It is a stable plan that benefits you and your employees. It benefits the company entirely as a group. And we really have to sit with that we'd rather go for what is the for sure thing. What is the thing that won't break the bank? I mean, as I think about going for a healthcare plan that is not zero net cost benefits, it just makes me think of choosing an option that isn't scalable. And I think now we really need something that's scalable. I mean, things have been so volatile that a lot of people want things that are scalable. We can no longer rely solely on income. We need benefits. Benefits scale better according to inflation rather than your income. Like, that's wild to me that these days we've transitioned into benefits being more scalable than your income alone. And so if you're listening to this as an employee and an employer, go for the benefits because those scale better than your income.
Yeah, that is such wisdom in that. And truly think about this is that means that it's not sustainable. Companies may be offering benefits currently, but looking at their bottom line, looking at their increases, maybe there's things that are increasing and eating into their profits. And now they're looking at, what do I have to pull back? What's the easiest way for them to put more money in their pocket is employee benefits. And this is something that is sustainable. They can keep zero net cost benefits as long as their employer would like to keep them. This economic relief program has been around for about a decade now. And that just blows my mind. I think, why doesn't everybody know this? So if you are an employer or an employer that has at least 20 full-time employees, please share this with them, tag somebody. And if you are an employee or an employee who is going without benefits, please share this with them. We want to get this message out there. We want to share this with everybody. And I want to read some of the benefits that are available at zero net cost. This is some of the benefit package that they can have. It's wellness, preventative benefits at no out of pocket, drug prescription coverage that covers over 800 medications at no cost, no copay, no deductible. How many times do people not go and get their prescriptions because it is too costly? They have to decide between keeping the lights on and getting their prescriptions. They can have access to over 800 prescriptions that are a lot of common prescriptions at zero cost, no copay. They can also have telemedicine, which is 24/7, 365 days access to telemedicine. They can call and schedule a Zoom, just like we're doing this event here, and they can speak with a physician. Maybe they want a second opinion. Maybe they want somebody who can direct them. Do they need to see a doctor? Maybe they want some holistic remedies. We used this years ago with my precious grandson. He wasn't even a year old at the time. And it was during the pandemic. And he had a fever. We did all the things that we knew how to do, but this was during the pandemic. We didn't want to take him into the emergency room. And here he was having a fever. We were able to call the telemedicine, and they gave us a laundry list of holistic remedies to do. We were able to bring down his fever. We didn't have to wrap him up and take him out in the cold. We didn't have to expose him or expose other people to him potentially. And, right from the comfort of our own home. That's available with this program, and there's unlimited use. No copay, no out of pocket. I call that a win. And this also includes health screenings, immunizations, even mental health support. Folks, things are changing right now. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of unpredictability, and a lot of people are feeling a lot of stress, economic stress, because there's a lot of layoffs that we've seen. We've seen a lot of companies who are scaling back unnecessarily. If they knew about our program, maybe they could keep their valued employees. But a lot of people are struggling with mental health. And I think that we got to really showcase that and give them access. Mental health has got to be part of the normal, not something that's extra, not something that is there at a cost. It's got to be embedded into the program. I believe that is a way of the future. And mental health support is available at no out-of-pocket expenses. So there's a bunch of incredible benefits at zero net cost. Remember, this doesn't cost the employer anything, meaning that they're already paying for it. They're just not enrolled. They're already paying their payroll taxes, but they haven't enrolled in this program. You do have to qualify. We'd be happy to help you with the qualification process. And with that being said, I want to welcome a few people who've joined us. Of course, we have the amazing Miss Noni. I love her so much. She's incredible. And she says, hey, everyone, great to see you. Thank you so much, Noni. And she actually is running her nonprofit, OZK Studios. She also is a host, the amazing host of Sing Your Heart out on Friday evenings. And I think it's at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you have a long day at work and you just want to have some fun, please join us. We have a lot of fun. It gets a little sideways sometimes, but we're always all in good fun. And if you love music, for sure, I think it was last week or the week before, we were talking about Carlos Santana, going through memory lane. That was a lot of fun. So really, really enjoyed it. If you're joining us from YouTube, you need to check out LinkedIn. If you're joining us from Facebook, come on over to LinkedIn. We have a lot of fun over here. And I'm so glad that Miss Noni, yes, you made it here before Daddy Kenny, and that's all that matters. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Gregory, also. Gregory's in the house. Miss Sharon Byrne, one of your fans. You're super popular. Thank you for joining us, Gregory. We would love to know what you think about the zero net cost benefits. Let's see. He has a comment here. This would not what happened in the U.S. Yeah, embraces universal health care like Canada. And you know what? That may happen at some point in time, but unfortunately, it isn't happening anytime in the near future, right? Are you from Canada, Gregory? I'm curious. And then, of course, we have the great Kenneth Dunner Jr. We know him as Kenny. We're not sure if, he loves cheesecake today. He says, savor the flavor of the awesomeness. I appreciate you so much. Most of the days, I think he does love cheesecake. I just never know if today is that day. And also, Henry, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you so much. If you know anybody who is an employee going up without medical benefits, we would absolutely love to talk to them. Oh, Gregory is from Canada. That is awesome. I would love to chat with you, Gregory, and learn more about the system in Canada. I know a little bit about it, but I'd love to hear it directly from somebody who really knows the ins and outs and how that system works. So we're kind of winding down here. If you have any questions, go ahead and type it in the chat. We're here live. We'd love to answer your questions. Again, share this with somebody that you know that's going without benefits, or maybe you yourself are going without benefits. Let's talk. Great conversation, no cost, no obligation, and at least give yourself an opportunity to understand what this program is more about. So as we're kind of closing down, winding down here, I'm going to go around the horn. Oh, we've got a LinkedIn user. Hi from North Carolina, LinkedIn user. Welcome, welcome. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you're showing up as LinkedIn user. Let us know who you are. Go ahead and type your name in the chat. So we're just going to go really quick around the horn. Last 30 seconds that you'd like to share. Go ahead, Ms. Sharon.
So I think what I want to say is that there's so much, like everybody has said here, going on in the world. And I just want to echo and reinforce something that you said, Leah, that is very near and dear to my heart. Mental health needs to get the same respect that our physical health does. If somebody comes up to you and says, I'm struggling because my blood sugar is low and I'm diabetic, or my blood sugar is high and spiking because I'm diabetic, we don't look at them like, like they're an alien from outer space, or like they did something wrong necessarily, And so I'm on a mission. Part of my mission is to make the whole human be taken care of completely with the same respect for each. And that includes self-care and our spiritual, our soul growth too, not necessarily spiritual, but our soul, because when we're healthy as a whole, then our productivity is more, not just in the workplace, but in everything we do in the workplace, with our families, because when our cup is full and even running over, that just means we have more to share with people. And we need to be able to share our energy, as much as we need to be able to share our time, So that's really what I wanted to say. I just think that this is a win-win. This is honestly a win-win, and it needs to be looked at as such. And there's, as Leah said, there's no obligation. We're not going to force you into anything or pressure you into anything. But what does it cost to have this conversation? Nothing. And you have everything to gain. And that's where I'll land it.
Yeah, for sure. And I love your points well taken. Sometimes, like if we've got a broken arm, then we can show our employer, hey, I've got a broken arm, or something like that. But if we're struggling with our mental health, it can be very difficult to approach your employer about that. What if they were able to provide benefits that the employee can have access to? They don't need to ask the employer, do you have this benefits? It's already included in their base plan. So absolutely great point. This should be part of the norm, like all the other benefits, just like annual checkups are included. Well, mental health support should absolutely be included. And I'd love to hear any closing thoughts that you have, Mr. Tim.
I would just say, don't let the healthcare costs keep you from hiring new employees and expanding your business, and also allowing your other employees to work regular hours.
Absolutely. And we have somebody else. Oh, William, great to see you. I have heard you. I would love to have a coffee chat with you, William. I know you used to do some different events. I think you're doing podcasting. You have an incredible voice. So I'd love to enjoy a coffee chat. I think we're kind of a lot in the same circles. And go ahead and take us home, Mr. Zach.
Yes, well, I just need to quickly say my word of the year. That's alignment. And I really hope those who are listening to this realign yourself with a thing that's going to take you to the next level.
Boom. I agree with that. Listen, my year, I don't know if you guys all have a word. Every year I have a word. My word for the year is thrive. You see it, Thursday to Thrive. That's why I call it Thursday to Thrive. I just truly believe that it is our year to thrive. I understand that some things are uncertain. I understand that there's a lot of unpredictability. I understand that things are not going maybe that the way that we thought they would. But listen, it doesn't matter. In every adversity, there's a seed of a benefit, but if we look for it. And if you are struggling right now and you're trying to figure out your finances, I'd love to chat with you. If you're struggling right now and you're looking for an extra income stream, we are looking to bring this crusade nationwide. There's a majority of companies who don't know anything about this benefit. We actually get compensated as we have employees enrolled, and we are paid for the work life of that employee as long as they keep this benefit. So this is an incredible way to have a passive income stream. So if you are an influencer and you would like to add this to your platform, if you are somebody with a network, maybe you're a real estate agent, tax professional, maybe you're an insurance agent and you already have a book of business, this is an incredible way to add an additional income stream. And I say we should all have MPI. What is MPI? Somebody asked, what is MPI? Somebody asked me, what is MPI? Who knows what MPI is? Maybe William, you know, maybe it's Kenneth. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Noni. What is MPI? Anybody know what that is? Hey, Derek, great to see you. Nobody's going to ask me? Okay.
Is it National
Tell us.
Provider Identifier?
No, I love it though. It is
Tell us.
massive passive income, MPI, massive passive income. How about if you had an extra $1,000 that came to you, paid you every single month? That's $12,000 a year. Maybe you could do some things with that. Maybe you could start that side hustle that you want. Maybe you could go ahead and keep the lights on. Maybe you need a new car. I don't know what that is, but you know the average family doesn't have $400 for an emergency. And you know what? There's no cap to how many people that you can help here with this program. What if you had 1,000 employees under your umbrella? That would be over $15,000 a month. Let me say that again. That's over $15,000 a month. You can do some real things with that. Maybe you want to fire your boss. Maybe you want to retire. Maybe you have some debt you want to pay off. Maybe you have some student loans. Heck, maybe you want to start a foundation. Maybe you want to give to your synagogue. Maybe there's something near and dear to your heart that you want to give back to. I believe that giver's gain. Listen, I talk about the 7 F's. I believe that true wealth is having success in all areas. Having success in our faith, having success in our family, in our finance, in our fitness, in our fun. And also I have 7, philanthropic, because I believe that givers gain. We're here to be a blessing. I've been blessed, so it is my intention to be a blessing to others. And then the 7th F, I'm a foodie. Yes, I am. The 7th F is food, because I believe that food connects us. I believe that food is something that brings people together, and at the same time, it can be costly. And so I think about it this way. If we have wealth, but we don't have a good family life, that's not true wealth. You might amass money, but that doesn't mean that you have true wealth. Maybe you have a successful business, but your health isn't on point, right? True wealth is having success in all of those areas the best we can. Nobody's perfect at it, right? Nobody's perfect at it, but we're all always spinning those plates. And so that's what I wanted to share. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to see you, Derek from Tucson, Arizona. William, another William here from Indonesia. Thank you for joining us. If you know somebody in the U.S. who was going without medical benefits, please refer them to us. Please tag them in the comments. And also network with each other. Get to know somebody there. Enjoy a coffee chat with one another. This is an opportunity for you to share who you are, what you do. Maybe you have an offer that you'd like to go ahead and put in the comments. I invite you to do that. If you have a free ebook or an event coming up, this is your opportunity. We use this as a networking event. So we appreciate you. We do this room every single Thursday, our Thursday to Thrive, where we talk about zero net cost benefits that are zero net cost to the employer and no out of pocket to their valued employees. We're on a crusade. We're on a mission. And if you would like to change your life, then we are looking for you. This is your year to rise up and thrive and make it the best year of your life. Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate you. Thank you, everybody. Isn't my team amazing? Give it up for my amazing team. Thank you so much, everybody.
Hey there, I'm Leah Garcia. Have you ever wanted a career where you truly make a difference in people's lives? I'm building a team of driven financial and insurance professionals, people who want to help families and businesses protect, distribute, and transfer their wealth with confidence. If you're passionate about guiding others to achieve financial security, then you're exactly who I'm looking for. Join my supportive, growth-oriented environment and unlock your full potential. Ready to take the next step? Visit leahgarcia.io and let's start building your future together.